Spain is not in need of an evacuation. This is according to stakeholders involved in a meeting at the National Security Operations Center this morning. The group contends that based on the latest air quality report, the capital is not under any significant threat. Peter Christopher has more.
We are very satisfied at this point, based on the exploratory discussions that were held, that the contingencies that have been put in place involving the expert advice of the EMA and the ODPM, the regional corporations and all of the key stakeholders, that the matter is being addressed. And as we speak, I wish to advise that there's no evacuation of Port of Spain. And
the words of the director of the National Operations Center, Commander Garvin Hira, following a meeting with Port of Spain Mayor Raymond Timke, members of the Ministry of Health and the Environmental Management Authority, as well as officials from the Office for Disaster Preparedness and representatives from both the Sarwar, Laventil and Diego Martin regional corporations. CEO of the ODPM, Dr. Stephen Ramroop, says despite the decisions by businesses and schools to send home students and workers, Port of Spain's air composition did not pose a significant threat to health at this time.
Right, it has been cleared up. I indicated yesterday that there were radii of contamination, and the EMA has done testing this morning, and it has confirmed that it has gotten much better. It will get much better, right, as we go on in the next few days. And when you see the camera footage just now, you will see that there has been great strides in getting rid of the impact in terms of the fire.
He also pointed to the fact that there had been no increase in the amount of people hospitalized for respiratory problems, as further evidence that the smoke's effect was minimal. But Dr. Ramroop's assertion that the air was clearer came at the time where the air generally is clearer. According to UE lecturer Dr. Azad Mohammed, who has been studying air pollutants, the smoke would usually settle during early morning and evening periods where temperatures are cooler.
You'll find that in the early morning and late at night, the blanket appears to be a lot thicker. So people would probably be exposed a lot more during the nighttime period when there's less wind, when it's cooler and things are beginning to settle out.
The problems caused by the atmospheric changes were also acknowledged by SWIMCOL chairman Nalini Suklal during her tour of the Beetham landfill late on Thursday.
What you have signaled there is correct, and we can attribute that simply to the changing wind directions at this time. What we're seeing is, even though the area is not as large as we had prior, when the wind direction changes, that carries some of the smoke back into the capital city. This is unavoidable and beyond our control. But nonetheless, we are working, as is evident, behind us, and we have the support of the Cabinet for extra resources, and we continue.
The ODPM CEO says those who are still being affected significantly by the smoke can contact the ODPM for protective face masks. The ODPM CEO also suggested that citizens living in areas directly affected by smoke seek refuge at the home of a friend or relative who resides out of the smoke's reach. Peter Christopher,